And cue.
Portions of the day's programming are reproduced by means of electrical transcriptions or tape recordings.
You can either talk in the Christoph program.
I am the one and only Chris Todd.
You can either talk in the Christoph program.
Broadcasting live from my lavish studio apartment.
The VCR and the DVD, there was a night of black rap back in 1970. We didn't know about the World War Web, was a whole different game being played back when I was a kid. Wanna get down in a cool way, picture yourself on a beautiful day. Big bell bottoms and groove long hair, just walking in style with a portable MP3 play. You can listen to the music on the Christoph program. You can hear the music on the Christoph program.
Only Chris Todd.
Play the music on the Christoph program. You can hear the talk in the Christoph program.
Some Clarkson, Tennessee.
You can hear the talk in the Christoph program.
This is the Chris Top Program.
And I am the one and only Chris Top, the man, the myth, the legend. Actually, I'm not Chris Top. Chris Top is sitting by my... What side is this? The left or the right? I'm like so dyslexic, it's not even funny. It's Chris Top.
I'm Batman.
He's Batman, and he's saying that very quietly because he's trying to save his voice for the WABA Awards tonight at 6 at BB King. So if you're going to be in town, you might as well get down and get funky. So we have Lacey Caroline with us today. Say hey, everybody.
Hey, everybody.
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 And this is, how many times have you been on our show now?
I think this is like the 4th or the 5th time.
20th.
Yeah, whatever.
It doesn't matter anymore.
She's part of the show now. It doesn't matter.
Part of the family.
We're pretty much just the fam now.
Yeah.
So it's all
Yeah.
good.
Basically.
So what have you been doing today?
Today, I took a nap
Right,
and
good.
played with my dog for a little bit.
You don't have time for naps. I think
I
she's
know.
trying to fib.
Well, no, I don't have time for naps. That's why I was able to squeeze one in today. Naps are like such a blessing. I remember we were little and like they'd force us to take naps.
Yes, and we were like, no, I don't want to take a nap. Ah!
And now I'm just like, someone give me a nap.
No, I'm just like, I'm like 200 years old. I need a nap now.
Yeah. But every single day I've had at least one show, maybe two. And it's just been a lot of running around. CMA week is insane.
Have you had a bunch of men throw their underwear at you?
Not underwear.
Not underwear,
no.
but what else?
No one's throwing anything at me yet. I'd like to keep it that way. I'm not very hand-eye coordinated, so I won't be able to catch it. And I'd rather not get hit in the face with some stinky underoll.
That's disgusting. Or anything, really.
Yeah.
Has anybody been like sign my chest, on my butt cheeks? Like
I have signed a lot of autographs on
no butt cheeks,
some posters that I have. No butt cheeks yet. Something about just that in general. I don't think that's very sanitary.
It really isn't.
It's probably not good for your bloodstream.
Even
your butt stream.
Your
it's probably
butt
not
stream.
good for your butt stream.
It's not really good for your skin. I mean, here, let me take this Sharpie that's full of all these toxic chemicals and let me just put that on your body in my name. So I'm basically signing your death note.
Yeah, I don't want to be that guy.
You don't want to be that guy.
I'll let somebody else be that guy.
That reminds me of your song, One of the Guys.
One of the Guys?
Yeah.
Yep.
So are you working on any new music, or are you just kind of letting this one kind of be like, hey, everybody, this is my stuff? Check it out.
I'd like for this EP to leave a very good footprint for me. I do have plans for another EP, but I can't even start to talk about that yet.
Oh, so it's like a secret.
Wait,
so
can we talk about it off air?
Off air.
Yeah, we can talk about it off air. I'll
Okay.
give you guys the family scoop.
I like to have the inside scoop. I feel super special because I met up with Lacey one day and we sat in her car and I got to hear some of the songs.
That you did.
Oh,
You got to hear one of the guys
right.
before anybody else,
Before
like months and
anybody
months.
else. Yes.
Were you jamming?
Were
you dabbing?
I was not. This was way before dabbing. We
Oh,
couldn't
this
dab
is
yet
how
'cause
this is
there was no
before
dab to
dabbing.
dab.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
Yes. So I felt super special. I think I came home and bragged to you that I got to hear it.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
you did. I forgot about that.
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
felt pretty good about it.
Yay.
So have you been getting the kind of feedback that you were hoping for? After
Yeah.
you
The
released
kind of feedback you deserve.
Oh my gosh. The reviews that have come back on it, people that have written, just done like any sort of review or just analysis of it, I guess is another way to say, like, everyone's just been so positive about it. And the most important thing that I wanted to capture with it was, I wanted to make my footprint with it. I wanted it to really speak about who I am as an artist, what I'm all about, my personality. Anybody can kind of put good songs together on an EP and release it, but I wanted this EP to essentially describe and have it be like a one-liner for who I am as a person. And one of the guys, that's the title of the EP, and then the title track, one of the guys, man, the reviews that came back on it, I couldn't have been like more excited because they hit it on the head. They hit what I was trying to hit on the head. Like
that's good. It's like they understand what you're saying.
Exactly.
And that makes you feel good, right?
That's what I wanted. I wanted someone to hear it and just be like, I think I get it. I get who Lacey Caroline is as a person, and allow it to have me something to build off of from my next projects after, because you take somebody like Miranda Lambert, Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, Gunpowder and Lead, like off the bat who that girl is.
But then she writes songs like The House That Built Me, and you just tear up.
Yeah, well, she didn't write that song.
Oh, she didn't?
But she cut it because it meant so much to her, and just the lyric in that song is so detailed and emotionally dragging. It all makes sense.
It still resonated
with who she
with her.
is. Yeah. And actually, there's a funny story about that song. Not only had it been written like a million times over the course of like 5 or 10 years, but it was actually meant for Blake Shelton.
Oh.
And it was on a demo tape that had been given to Blake. And when Miranda and he were driving through like Oklahoma in his truck, this is when I think before they got married, like they were still dating. They were listening to the demo tapes, and that song came on, and he's like, "This is a song I'm thinking about cutting." He's like, "Let me know what you think about it." So he puts it on. They start playing, and when the song's over, he turns and looks at her, and she's crying, and he says, and she just looks at him and says, "Can I please have that song?" And so it was meant for Blake Shelton, but when Miranda heard it, it was so emotional for her that she asked him if he would not cut it and if she could have it instead. So it was intended for Blake. So
she still cries when she plays that song. I saw her at her concert.
I mean, that song is such a heartstring song. Like, it's just so real for so many people, which is why it was like number one for like 11 weeks or something like that. Something insane.
So when you sit down to write, do you have that intention of, I'm going to write a happy song today, or I'm going to write a deep song today, or do you just kind of sit there and you just kind of let the guitar speak for itself, or let the mind speak for itself?
I usually like to have a lot of title ideas and a lot of things that maybe when I'm walking around and I'm in a really happy mood and I'm feeling awesome and just like super, super high energy and stuff, like I'll hear something and it'll strike me a certain way and I'll kind of like write it down as a song title. And when I sit down to write, I'll kind of go through my list of song titles, and if I connect with that title again, it's what I'll write, and I'll try and go back to how I felt when the idea came to me. Like, what was I thinking? What did this mean to me? How did I envision this? And I kind of work from there. But there are times that I just get so overwhelmed by a certain idea or certain emotion that I just sit down and I write it the best I can. A lot of the times those sorts of songs get written about 2 or 3 times. Like they'll get
the rough drafts and all that.
They'll get written and then they'll get rewritten, and I'll listen to them and I'll maybe like tweak another line. Every time I say tweak, I always want to say twerk.
Twerk and tweak.
I'll just twerk another line.
I'll just twerk another line like a bouse.
Yeah.
Now the title of your EP that just came out is what?
One of the guys.
Is that what started the whole transgender thing, bathroom thing?
Yeah. Once I put that out there, people were so confused. They're like, they looked at themselves in the mirror and be like, wait a minute, am I one of the guys?
Should I go to the
You kind of did change your image though a little bit for that.
Well, I just kind of felt like I didn't really have an image. Yeah. Like, I didn't really know who I was.
There's some badassery going on, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I can see that in you. I can see like this is my vibe of you. Like, you can be girly and you like to dress up and look poppin' for the people and yourself, but like you also have that tomboy side, and I like it.
Well, it's funny that you say that because the line in one of the guys is, I can clean up just fine, but I'd rather be one of the guys.
What was that Facebook post you did the other day? It was like, my
I have a
boyfriend's
million of
coming
them.
home,
Oh.
so I need to start looking like a girl again. I loved that.
Yeah, it's like, my boyfriend's coming home. Time to relearn how to be a girl.
I love to read your post.
I know. You're the third or fourth people to tell me this because CMA week brings everybody together, and like all my friends are like people I don't really know, but we're like kind of in the same circle. Like I was in a writer's room with someone the other day, and he leaned over. I don't really know him, but we just have a lot of mutual friends, and he's just like, by the way, I love all of your Facebook posts.
Oh, by the way.
He's like, I die laughing. He like quoted one that I made about the gorilla.
Hey, let me ask a question, and we need to get.
Then
her
we
to
need to
sing.
get her to
yeah,
sing
yeah,
for
yeah.
that
Sing too,
because this
because-
time is flying by.
Yeah, well, she's going to run out of time. I want to ask you about another post that you left, and I want you to kind of tell the story and describe it, but about cutting the grass. Because I
Wait,
read
what?
that and I thought that was
I didn't
so
read
pretty.
this.
Wait, what did I write
You
about?
came home.
Congress?
You had all this stuff going on that you were
gosh.
trying to do, and
You know, it's
Yeah.
so funny because
Oh, yeah, I remember this now.
so
Sorry.
you're one of the people. I guess people just follow my Facebook posts. I'll just write an album of Facebook
no,
posts.
I stalk you. I stalk you.
He does.
Well, but you're like one of the many people that has brought this up to me. So with my boyfriend being deployed for the last couple months, we just had bought a house together, and with my schedule being so insane as it is, and we have a dog that I have to take care of, it just gets a lot. There's a lot to do, and our house is a little bit on the outskirts of town, so commute time is a little bit more than it used to be, and like just with everything, I'm running around so much all the time, and when spring hit, it got a little warmer. The grass started to grow really bad, and I remember it took me 3 different times to figure out how to use the lawnmower correctly. Because each time I'd mow the lawn, I'd find a new piece that was supposed to have been on the lawnmower. And I kind of I didn't give up, but I'm just like, this is so frustrating. And our yard is really big. We have a big front yard and big backyard.
How many acres?
I don't know. Big.
Big acres?
Large. A lot. So one night I was out cleaning out my car, and my next door neighbor, his name's Patrick, he was out doing something in his garage. It was a really nice night, and he came over, and we started talking or whatever. He's like, when's Ryan come home? My boyfriend, he's like, when's Ryan come home? And I'm like, a couple weeks. I'm really excited because I have been just a lunatic running around so much. Like, my schedule is just so overwhelming. It'll just be nice to, have him home, and I know he loves mowing the grass, and I can't even find time to do something as small as mow the grass anymore. And I pointed back to, our front yard, and it was kind of a little bit overgrown, and I just joked, being like, it'll just be nice to have another person here, to help, and
right.
and not have to do it all by myself. Aside from having him home and safe and not missing him a lot, but I just kind of made that comment, and then we just talked a little bit more about life and whatnot. And the next day I came home, or it was the next couple days, or no, it was the next day. The next day I came home from work, and my lawn had been mowed for me, and I just looked at it in disbelief for a minute, and I was like, what? How did that happen? And then I noticed Patrick's lawn had been mowed, and so I went over to their house, and I knocked on the door, and he and his wife were eating dinner, and I was just like, I don't want to interrupt, but Patrick, did you mow my lawn for me? And mind you, I'm fighting back tears at this point. I'm eyes swelling up, heavy breathing, getting really choked up. And he was so, and this is what, they say there's goodness everywhere in the world. He was just so, he didn't do it for attention. He didn't do it because he's I'm going to show off how good of a person I am. Because there are a lot of people that do that. There are a lot of people that pretend to be good people.
Right.
They do things just so they can get the pat on the back.
I've noticed that too.
Not just not just be a good person. I don't know, I can't remember who said it, but it's true altruism comes with no name or something like that. So it's doing a
when you
good
do
thing
something for
anonymously,
Yeah,
that's a true good thing. You're not doing it for acknowledgement. And so he just stood there, and he just looked at me as why would you even be concerned? He just looked at me as yeah, I told you if you needed help with anything, I'd be here to help you, while he was gone. And yesterday it sounded like you needed some help. And I just broke down crying. I gave him and his wife a hug, and man, he was just so nonchalant about it. Like, to me, it was such a big act of kindness, and it was so meaningful. Like, when people say that they support the troops and they, wear all the American flags on July 4th and they have their barbecues on Memorial Day, when you just nonchalantly hear that, a deployed veteran's girlfriend has just made a comment about helping, and you go and help her, like, that's really supporting the troops.
That's great. And he means it.
Yeah, and it was just so kind and so considerate and just so selfless. Like, it doesn't seem like a big deal, but the fact that he didn't have to do it and just did it and said, I'm here to help you while he's gone. Mm-hmm. Like, I told you I'd help you.
That's proof that the world isn't that ugly.
Yeah. It was like, it felt so warm, like it felt so, like, I just didn't feel alone, because there are times at my house it's just me and my dog and I feel really, really alone.
It's
like
empty,
Yeah, and like Ryan,
you miss him.
He's off. I can't talk to him, and the world doesn't stop turning.
Mm-hmm.
I still gotta
keeps moving.
Yeah, I still gotta do all the things I have to do, and I mean that was just that was a tearjerker for sure.
Yeah, I'm getting a little teared up here, so maybe we should play a song. What are you gonna play for us today?
Well,
she's just gonna start playing.
I want to kind of play a new song.
Oh,
if that's all right.
That's totally okay.
Have we not heard it yet?
No.
Is this a radio debut or what?
I guess.
Yeah, sweet.
Yeah.
The only problem is that I might mess up the words.
It's all good.
I'll try so hard not to.
Just make up something.
It's called Born and Raised. It's always being honest, even if it burns a bridge. It's giving second chances, 'cause we've got one life to live. It's fixing what we break instead of throwing it away. That's how I was born and raised. It's being the first to say I'm sorry and owning our mistakes. It's not about if you win or lose, but how you play the game. It's flying faded glory and being proud of where you came. It's and the road gets overgrown, and the wrongs seem right but don't guide you home. When the truth lies in the roots your grandpa laid, saying do the best you can with what God gave. That's how I was born. it's not easy to do. It's overusing I love you every single day. That's how I was born and raised. When the road gets overgrown and the wrongs seem right but don't guide you home, when the truth lies in the roots your grandpa laid, saying do the best you can with what God gave. And don't forget to bow your head and pray. That's how I was born and raised.
That's not even.
Thank you.
That was not even intended to be a sad song, but it got me all teared up because it just reminded me of my grandpa. And,
Oh my
And just
gosh.
those are the principles that he put in me when the whole world was telling me that, you know,
Oh my gosh,
those
don't
principles
cry.
didn't matter. He was always there telling me that those
Allie,
principles
stop
did
crying,
matter.
Make me cry.
And I miss him so much.
my
Just a
gosh,
shout out to
I'm
my
sorry.
grandpa for being such a great person.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
Take over for a second, Christoph.
Way to go, Lacey Caroline.
I'm
You never
sorry.
you never cease to amaze me, though. I mean, just how much you grow, and just because it's been a year since we had you on the show. It was
Yeah.
here last time, and every time you do something new, it just keeps getting better and better.
Thank you.
And that was so heartfelt. I mean,
Thank
it really
you.
was. And it's hard for people to get that sometime, to really go out there and do the best you can with what you have, you know. And a lot of times people just, they don't do enough sometimes. They give up too easy, I think.
I think that people give up too easy because the world tells them that they're not good enough.
Yeah.
And I think that we try and change ourselves too often rather than embrace who God made us to be.
Sure.
And I mean, you see it all the time. People just want to be somebody else. And at the end of the day, you know, work hard and do your best. And I remember when I first came down here, I had a lot of stuff thrown my way that I wasn't ready for, because I don't really think anybody ever is. And every day I come from my faith and my place of, you know, where I see myself in the universe and my relationship with God. And I just, you know, would pray, like, I can only do the best I can. You know, I can only go into everything, give it 110%. Everything else is in God's hand. And, you know, He made me this way, and there's nothing I can do or want to do to change that. And it's like, if someone were to say, come to me and be like, hey, we'll give you a record deal, you just have to, you know, change who you are and dye your hair blonde and this and that, I'd be like, well, that's not who I am. And I've been in those places before already, and I think that's kind of where that came from too. But I mean, for the most part, that song, I got so
And yet you post
And-
on it all the time.
like, I try and be as PC as much as I think PC is stupid. You know, I try and be as PC as I can on Facebook. But there are a lot of things that I think are roots to which we grow from. And I wanted to kind of put it together, like, all these people are telling you how you should be and, you know, tell
They
you what you
do.
should be. And
It's like
you get
t-
shamed for not being it, and I think that people just need to take a step back and remember, be a good person, work hard, and do good, and you'll be fine, no matter who you are, no matter where you come from, what you look like.
Seems like the world just loves to tell you that you're not good enough.
Because
And
I think,
that's where the self-esteem comes in. Is 'cause
yeah,
you feel
I
like
think
you're
there's
not.
so many problems that we could really start to dissolve if we just learn to love ourselves as we
Right.
are, and not try to change to be something else that somebody else wants us to be. Because at the end of the day, and like I said, I come from my place of faith. I think at the end of the day, our notions of who we want to be and the world's notions of who we want to be is not, you know, it's always going to be manipulated by something else. It's never going to be truthful or honest or, you know, absolute. It's like who I was when I was a little kid, you know, who I'm going to be 10 years from now. Am I going to change? Of course. You know, but I think that the biggest thing we can do is just, like I said, be good, work hard, and
That's it.
yeah.
You know, we may not have time for that second song because I know you've got to go, and,
sorry.
and we've been yapping a lot. But I want to bring this up too because I don't know that we've had a chance to like talk in person since this last year. But one of the reasons there's lots of different reasons to love you, and your music is of course one of them. But it's not the biggest thing for me. I mean, you're very talented. But the biggest thing for me is just the type of person you are, and one of the examples of that is
You're such a good soul.
last year you won 2 awards, and then you, of course, you sent one to Tegan.
You gave one to Tegan, and
I
I
thought that
so
was really
great.
cool. And,
thank you.
And that's just an example. And then like you taking the time to post that about what the guy did for you, cutting your grass, and that says a lot about you too. I mean, a lot of people just.
You don't take stuff
those
for
gifts
granted.
Yeah, and I think
don't
that's
do
pretty
that.
big. But
Thank you.
we need to take a quick 1-minute break, and then we'll come back and we'll wrap it up.
Wrap it up. Mhm.
Yeah. Mhm.
Did you ever think you could afford an interior designer?
No, way too expensive. Besides, I've got style.
If you had style, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
Ouch. Interior designers are for rich people.
Magnolia Emporium.
Magnolia Aquarium? Is that like for some crazy flower fish?
No, Magnolia Emporium. Randy's clients range from nurses and teachers to musicians, actors, and even some royalty thrown in there.
Oh, I'd be on the royalty side.
You really don't have any swag, do you?
No, I don't.
That's where Randy comes in. He listens to exactly what you want, whether it's spoken or unspoken.
Okay, if you mean he can read my mind, there's lots of things I don't want Randy to know.
No, he has a great feel for what he does.
Okay, where can I find Magnolia Emporium?
Just go to magnoliaemporium.com.
We want your space to reflect your success.
And we're back. Are we back, actually? Oh, yeah. I was like, I don't know what's going on. So before we wrap it up, could you tell everybody who wants to stalk you online where they can find you in your hashtag name thingy?
So I have my website, LaceyCaroline.com, Lacey, because sometimes people forget the E. Join my mailing list. You get a free song if you do. And other than that, my Facebook, Lacey Caroline Official, and my Instagram, Lacey Caroline, and my Twitter, Lacey Caroline. My Instagram's fun. I post a lot of fun things there. But yeah, check me on my website. And I don't know, if you're interested, buy my CD. I feel like just buy my stuff. No, but
I'll hunt you down.
no, I have a new CD out, One of the Guys, and I'd love it if you wanted to scope it out and maybe you like it.
Yeah. And love it.
Oh, maybe you'll love it. It's only 4 songs, so if you don't like it, it's only 4 songs. If you do like it, great, it's 4 songs.
So you heard it straight from her. Go check that out. Go buy all her swag because she's super cool. So, yeah, this is it for today. Or not today, actually. We got one more interview. One more.
We got Devin coming up next.
Yes. So thank you for listening to the Chris Top program. And we do not, nor will we ever take you for granted. There are a million things you could be doing, but you chose to listen to us. And you know what? That is pretty damn snazzy. So until we broadcast again, please remember this. Life is good, and we're gone.
Maybe a dark things might be looking grim. I guess it's time for an acronym.
2,